Do you have massive dreams but can't seem to take action? Your clock is ticking while nothing is changing. 5 years ago, I was a broke college student. And today, I've built a multi-million-dollar business that gives me total freedom. And so this isn't a theory. I've helped thousands of entrepreneurs escape the traditional path and build businesses that give them wealth, freedom, and comfort. So if you're really ambitious but want to break free from laziness, here is exactly how to start. Laziness isn't your real problem. It's a symptom of a mismatch between who you are now and who you need to become. When I was in university, I wasn't doing much of anything. I did go to class, do the minimum, and dream about starting something bigger. I did try occasionally, but always quit within days. I was trying to take actions that didn't align with how I saw myself living as a student, but trying to get the result of an entrepreneur. And everything changed when I realized I needed to transform who I was at the core first. The actions followed naturally once my identity shifted. Most ambitious people get this backwards. They try to force action that conflicts with their self-image. Then they beat themselves up for failing. And so start by writing down the specific characteristic of the person who would achieve your goals. How do they think? What do they believe? How do they spend their time? Then you can begin living as that person immediately, not tomorrow, but right now. Once you align your identity with your ambitions, taking action becomes almost effortless. Your environment matters more than willpower ever will. When I was in university, I tried working from the library, thinking a study environment would help me be productive. But I was surrounded by people with completely different mindsets. They were focused on studying textbooks, not building businesses. And everything changed when I started working from home with my brother who shared my entrepreneurial ambition. We created an environment focused on growth, and suddenly taking action wasn't something I had to force. It was the natural result of my surroundings. Your brain adapts to your environment. When it doesn't support your goals, your brain will sabotage your efforts to change. Look at your physical space, the people around you, and the media you consume. Make one significant environmental change this week. Whether it's creating a dedicated workspace or finding an accountability partner, the right environment makes the right actions almost automatic. Years after years, I learned that ambitious people often stay stuck because they are overwhelmed by the size of their goal. And I understood this watching Undercover Billionaire. Glenster was trying to build $1 million business, and he told his overwhelmed team member, if you focus on the mountain ahead, you would just go to bed, cry, and never do anything. But if you focus just on the next step, suddenly you are halfway up without realizing it. And so this changed how I approach my business. Instead of thinking I need to build $1 million business, I focus on I need to help one therapist build their practice. Then I need to create one piece of content. Then I need to make 5 sales calls today. None of these steps felt overwhelming, but together they created massive progress. Take your biggest goal and identify just one thing you can do in the next 30 minutes to move toward it. Don't worry about step 2 until you have completed step 1. Consistency beats intensity every time. When we scale from 0 to 100K per month, we didn't do it through heroic all-nighters. We did it by making 5 sales calls every single day. And we created content consistently. We reach out to potential clients day after day. None of these actions seemed impressive in the moment, but compounded over months, they created extraordinary results. It's like building a brick wall. One brick doesn't look like much, but place one daily and eventually you have something substantial. And most people quit before they see the exponential growth phase. They plant seeds, dig them up, and a week later to check progress, then wonder why nothing flourishes. So choose one small action that moves you towards your goal and commit to doing it daily for the next 90 days. Never mix twice in a row and track your streak. The goal isn't to never fail, it's to never quit. One of the most powerful tools for transformation is systematic self-reflection. Most ambitious people are so focused on doing that they never pause to reflect on what's working, what's not, and what adjustment they need to make. And I discovered this when I hit a plateau in my business. I began spending 20 minutes daily reflecting on 3 questions. What's working? What's not working? What's one thing could create a breakthrough? And so this revealed blind spot I couldn't see when caught in the daily grind. I was spreading myself too thin, too many projects, and saying yes to misaligned opportunities. And so you should create a weekly reflection ritual. Set aside just 30 minutes with no distraction. Write down your wins for the week and end with 3 things you are grateful for. This practice turns reactive hustle into intentional progress. Most ambitious people stay stuck because they are waiting to feel ready before taking action. And so when I first started my business, every important action felt uncomfortable. Making sales calls made my stomach turn. Creating content filled me with anxiety. And negotiating deals made me sweat. And I realized that successful entrepreneurs were not people who didn't feel fear. They were people who act despite those feelings. And I understood that discomfort was actually a compass pointing towards their goal. When I began deliberately seeking out tasks that made me uncomfortable, my business growth accelerated dramatically. And your comfort zone is a prison disguised as protection. The areas where you feel the most resistance are usually precisely where you need to progress. And so you need to create a discomfort challenge. You need to identify the one business activity you have been avoiding because it makes you uncomfortable. So commit to doing this daily for 1 week and watch how the discomfort diminishes while your confidence expands. And courage isn't the absence of fear, it's action in the presence of fear.